Hello there, and welcome to episode 9 of A Tiny Dot in Space, where I explore the regions, districts, states, communes, whatever you call it, departments of the countries across the world that are covered in Street View and playable in GeoGuessr. And my sole ambition is to, enjoy myself and have a look at places I have never been and try to score 25,000 points in each episode in the area that I have picked. That is 25,000 points in a full 5-round game of GeoGuessr. And, if I manage to play 25,000 points in any episode, I will take the area I am playing off my list of things to play, because then I have completed it. And if I fail to do so, well, it will remain for another day, maybe to get picked later. And, there are more regions in the world than I have time, so we will just see how long I will do this series. But I'm a fairly patient person and might take some rest as well. Publishing 4 days a week: Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Excuse me. Today we are going, talk about contrasts. Yesterday we were in Sarawak in Malaysia, and tropical rainforests and jungle and everything. Excuse me, I should have coughed before I started recording this. Okay, so today we're going to the polar opposite, if not in terms of longitude, but at least in terms of climate. We're going to Kuwait. And we are going to, I don't even know if I should try to pronounce things in Arabic, but the Muhafazat Asimah, or the capital district of Kuwait. And yeah, this is a hand-picked map. This could be very slow, and I've done the hand-picking, so I know what horrors await me here. There are both outdoors and indoors locations here, so this could turn out to be a little grim in several respects. So I do not anticipate being able to play 25,000 points here. Also, past experiences with third-party footage, which we will find here in Kuwait, is that moving in that can be very slow at times and a sore test of patience. But we'll try nonetheless, okay? I might give in on some indoors locations if it's just completely hopeless. But other than that, we'll have to see how it goes. Okay, so we save and publish this map. Yes, I'm sure. And there we are. And then we go to the map. And we're going to make a challenge out of it. And we're going to copy the challenge, put it in a document, and the link in a document for safekeeping. Let's see, Asimah. And copy the link. There we go. And then we start the game. Yesterday, I had no idea what I was getting into, and I paid for it with a 2-hour-long game. Here I have sort of an inkling of what I'm getting into, but I've never played Kuwait before, but as I said, having handpicked the map, I do have an idea. So let's see. And we start indoors. Okay, that hardly came as a surprise. So let's see, we got a cashier over here. Let's see if we can figure out the name of the dealership, or the franchise. Okay, so it's an electronics store. Ooh. Best Al Yusifi. Okay. Maybe we can figure out the name of the mall as well. Yeah, here we got various appliances. And so let's see. Welcome to where? That's the correct big question. Ooh, can we only move around at LCVs? Ooh, that is Al Yusifi. Al-Yusufi. Aye. But that's... no, that's not the name of the mall. That is... That's a credit company. Lost. And we can't get out of here. Okay, let's see if we can see anything through the windows. This place, let's see, Samsung, no. That's just a big commercial for Samsung. But no, there weren't any windows here. Oh, this one. Yeah, let's just move around a little bit and see if we can find any inkling of anything, but this does not look good. Al-Yusufi. No, sorry. That's not the one we're going to look for. Remember, that was probably the founder of the store or something. And, Cool's Wonders like a split? What? Well, definitely not your high-end mall. Shouldn't be. But, Okay, so what can we see out the windows? There's a fairly tall building over there. There's a fairly... no, those are cranes. I so wish I could go over here, but... no. How about a different angle over here? Okay, one last try to glean any information out of this. No, this is... unfortunately, this is fairly hopeless. I was not lucky with that one. So what do we do then? So we are facing the northeast. Northeast. And it's a good thing I did a double take on that inside my head because my internal compass was adjusted towards the northwest. Now, I know a lot of these places that are on the map are down here. And let's see, so we were looking at a fairly major block or apartment block to the east. So let's think a little bit. I wish I had the 3D on, but I don't. So it looks like it's a fair distance away. So, we're facing a parking lot. That could also be handy. How about, I'm sure there's a building there. Wouldn't that be great if this was here? No, it won't be. Because there's no sign of buildings there, or shops rather. But then again, I actually like the idea of that. Let's try that. Oh well. No. Bleepeneck. Best Al-Yusufi. Could have found that one. Wow. Okay. It's even visible on the map at quite some distance. Ha. Yeah, that rankles a bit. I could have done better. Okay. More patience then. Next one. Ooh. Car showroom. Who do we have here? Nissan. Okay. Yeah, Nissan showroom. Now there are pretty much every car brand that aspires to upscale or slightly upscale has showrooms here in Kuwait City. Kuwait City, but let's see, where were they? Were they over here? Well, there could be more than one though. But let's see now, can we match? That's probably just in model of the year or something. Is it possible to go outside? No. Usually never is. Wait. Is that the name of the supplier? Doesn't match, but could well match. Let's have a look at the orientation of the thing. So to the north here, we got a parking lot. It sort of works, and we got. Let's see. There's a highway bridge over there. That could be this thing here, right? Yeah, that would make sense because it's going up to this thing. Okay, let's make sure. And what is that? On the opposite side of the road. TSC Shuai. Okay, got you now. Okay, where inside the building are we? We are pretty well slightly north of the middle, looking westwards. Now the question is, though, how far inside are we? How much of this building do we share with someone else? Okay, oh yeah. That's an interesting tour. Okay, so here we're looking straight across the TSC. And that must be that. So it looks like we're filling the entire building here. That would make sense. So we should be about there. Of course, photosphere placement is notorious for being somewhat off, so I don't really expect to get 5K on this one. And that's good enough. Nice. Thank you, Nissan. Okay, now we're outdoors. Behani Corporation. Oh. And we can't move. We've got the Porsche dealership. Okay, that could turn in handy. Could we be in sort of the same area? Yeah, I remember when I made the map, which is a couple of days ago, I remember that there was a lot of showrooms for cars, and the question is just if I can remember. Let's see, there's Toyota, and there were a lot of them that were sort of in the same area. And like Lexus, right? And I think Porsche wasn't that far away, was it? That's another Lexus. It's Porsche and spare part. Behani. Aha, got you now. So looking south ish. Now we have to Porsche Center Kuwait. Okay. Looking north. The directions here are a bit balked. So let's see now. So we can see Behbehani. There's supposed to be some roads in here somewhere, but I can't see them. I do not trust the directions on the compass here. Because it's not supposed to be the south. Okay, we also got Skoda Behbehani. Ah. But if I'm looking that way, the road is supposed to end in the roundabout. So it's not that way. Then it must be this way. Right? The Behbehani thing is all over the place. It's even here. But for all I know, Behbehani could mean repairs. And I don't see... I don't see this particular crossroads. Well, it's not really a crossroads either. Let's see. But it could be here. But that doesn't match up really. And then we got... there should be a Skoda thing here. So if that is... no, can't be. Because we're missing these things. We're going to be close, but... these directions add up more. Or rather, that the Porsche Center is here and the Behbehani is down there. But then we have no... and then we're missing a road. We're missing that and that. I don't know if we're seeing a great big mall here. Could be that it could be that we are in a totally different part of town. And what about over here? This is a tough one. But I like the look of this better. So I'm gonna try that, and then we'll see. Ouch. There was another one. Let's see, does the well, this doesn't add up at all. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the intersection I was looking at. But what's the Porsche thing here? Oh, it's a service center. That was okay. That could of course been avoided, but I would have had trouble spotting that one. Next one. Okay, can we move? No. Right, but we got... what is that? What does it say? Wafta? Is it Wafra? Okay. Looking westwards. That could be... well, there are several highways here. But it could... let's see. It could have been the same part the shop we were at in the second round. But I think... look at the highway here. So, where do we have a highway that curves like that? So it curves northwards. We got the thing over here, but that doesn't match the... We could, for instance, maybe be over here. Wafra real estate. Okay. Let's just put a marker here for now. Not entirely happy with that, but I'm missing the bridges behind here. Okay, so we got something called Wafra. Of course, no, that thing does turn away. So we can't be here. We could conceivably maybe be up here somewhere. But that doesn't work. And of course, let's see, we could actually be up here. No. Or in that case, what street would we be on? Would we be up here? No. It's a bit of a puzzler. I'll zoom out a little bit. So the area isn't terribly large, but it is dense. And there aren't all that many roads to pick from. That does what this raised highway does. So there's none in the south. There's none over here. Maybe over here. Could have worked out so there are no buildings there. Now we got this bit, but we not able to see that, and that is not a raised highway anyway. So, and then we got here. This could work if there had been something resembling a major road doing the opposite thing. So, because this road is at least over here, and that thing is coming up like an S, I think. Okay, so I got a road coming up like an S. And not that way, but sort of a backwards S. Stop just run out of options here. There aren't really that many Wafra thingies in the city. We could, I guess, possibly be over here. This road does the right thing, it's just the direction is a bit off. Hmm. No. Okay, what else can I figure out? There's a high rise there. I want this double Wafra tower thingy. And then we got that highway crossing there. That is a tough call. No way this is right. This is garden maze. We want a huge parking lot here. This is wrong, but I'm gonna give it a go anyway. Yep, so it was over here. How does that work? Okay, that just shows that the directions were off, because this showed us east or west, so that's not really a surprise, but I'm not sure this location is the right one. That's always a risky run by using photospheres, but we'll see. Oh my word. What is this place? How do I even find it? What is this? What does it say? No, can't read. Okay, this is impossible to find, can't move anywhere. So we got a photographer here, but I just can't imagine what these things are. Kind of looks like a cross between a hard drive and VHS tape. Are these like old computer tapes for old data storage terminals? I have no idea. And, well, this can be everywhere. Anywhere. So, there's no telling really where we are. So, well, that will just have to be as it is. So, let's say that we're somewhere down in this area. And 2.7 kilometers away. What is this place? Yarmouk Cultural Center. The Future Coders Club. I think that is most likely the place. I don't think it's the Martyrs Bureau. It certainly didn't look like it. So the Future Coders Club. Actually, might do a little. Let's maybe do a little search on that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. The Future Coders Club. The Future Coders Club. Kuwait. Oh. It's a non-profit club with a vision to nurture passionate future coders. We believe that everyone has the right to learn coding. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so score wasn't horrible. At least that is something to take away from this. But yeah, Kuwait and Asimah in Kuwait will stay on the list for a future attempt. I was only able to 5k one of these rounds, and well, that was no wonder. But still, that was an interesting visit to Kuwait City. That is episode 9 in the bag. Please check in tomorrow for episode 10. And until then, I am glad that you are with me here on a tiny dot in space. Bye bye.